Hello folks, in this video you are going to experience about live coding round. I have given this coding interview and recorded without any editing. You must need to check it out. Let's get started.
Hi, good afternoon. Hope we are doing well. So, as per your instruction, I have cloned the repo and installed all the packages dependencies and run in my local. So it's look like this. So first step you mentioned that convert class to function. So let's start with that one. Okay. So for the class to function, we need to remove this as the class using this as a constructor, and function is using direct functional based from the argument. So I'm creating the same in the function. First, we are picking the div tag to replace here, and for the props, we need to pass argument and delete that this variable from here. Okay, so to-do list component is converted in the functional base component. Now I'm picking the another one, to-do item. So here we are doing the same way that create the function, taking the structure of the HTML and replace here. And also props is used, so we need to pass the props as argument. And also some styles is defined and this structure object restructuring is done here, so we are doing the same, but we need to remove the this and this, remove this from the here. Yeah, I think it's done. Okay. So to do item is also done. Let's check in the browser if it's working fine. Yes, it is working fine. Now to do container. Okay, to do container is a big one, so I am picking the another sub component input to do. First, let's convert this one. Okay, so input to do, we are picking this same structure, and the state is defined here. In the class component, we need to use state from the functional component. So I'm using the same here. Need to define the title. We need to define here function for the set state. Use state and its default value. So I am declaring its blank string, as here it is a blank. And another state is the dynamic state as per the field wise, but in the class component we can use like this key and value, but in the function we need to change this. So here I am removing this state and directly using this variable. Okay, so for this method we are picking up this one and the submit, and we need to remove these props, and here props are used, so we need to pass as argument. Here it's the state set of the title, so we need to use this set title function, and we are passing the same blank string. Oh, and here we need to forget to add the props as here declared as a this prop, and this state we need to remove and add as a title only. Okay. Now we are defining the on change method. So for the on change, I'm updating the name as a handle change. Okay. Now just create the same method. Okay, here we need to add the title and set the title as we inserting in the input tag. So we need to set that input value. Then e dot target dot value. On the change of the input box, it will trigger and update the value of text box. Okay, so here we are calling the method from the same component in the function base. So we need to remove this variable. And yeah, I think we are done with this update this component. Let's test this one working or not. Handle submit. Okay, we forgot to declare as a const. Yeah, it's working. Now, yeah, it's working. Input tag and submit. Yeah, it's working fine. Okay, so we are done with the input to do component. This is not used, so we need to remove. Now I am moving to do container. Yeah. So here lot of stuff is done. Let's export in the function base. I am picking up the code structure and replacing. Also the state is defined for the default sum object, so I am picking up this and making the sum default variable as a to-do list and replacing here. Okay, that is done. Now here if you see that state is managed by to-dos, so we need to define the state and set state according to that. So I am declaring the state for the to-dos. Now using the use state of the functional base component and default value we are need to giving here to do list as here defined directly in the state. So I am applying this one. Now this is done. Yeah, we need to convert the handle change. This is passed on the props. So let's state need to update. Okay, so I'm picking the handle change. Here define const. Now we need to remove this one. Let's do the directly mapping. Yes, directly. We need to do directly mapping here. To do's map. Okay. Here we need to define and return. We need to check the IDs completed or not, and this is done. Now we are need to set the state based on this one. So I'm setting the state. Let's set. Hmm, I think it's not needed. Set to do's. I think it's. Let me check. Um, now handle change. We need to see here. Now let's move to the delete to do. Okay. So first declare the const. Here also the to do state is managing. So we need to do the set to do state directly, and remove this arrays. It's we already set state here, and for this we need to merge the previous object. So we are using this and define as a array a delete to do. Yes. Now remove this from here, and in the state we are directly using to do's. We need to remove this state. Now add to do item. Let's pick that one. Declare the const. This is the predefined object, so we don't need to do anything with that. Directly set the set to do's, and converting in the array directly, or else we can remove directly this one and remove this state and to do as it is, and remove the this from here. I think it's done. Let's remove extra React import. And change to do it to later. Yeah, it's done. Let's taste it's working or not. Okay. Yeah, it's working fine. let's define the name as tag. Value which we going to use from the state class name, select input, will give some css here, and one on change on the select we are going to update the value of select box. So select and I'll select change or tag change. Okay, now we need to define the options. So the options first, need to add as a blank as a default, and declare here as a select text. Close the option. Now we have four tags, so let's create one constant for the default use. Tag options, create an array, in that object as a value and key pair, home, and for the display label it's also home. Copy all of things. Okay, so home, work, important, and morning. Now we use this dynamic options here and mapping that. So we do not require multiple option as a static. Pass option, map. Okay, and just use this one. Option dot label as we defined, and in the value option dot value. Also, let's define the key. Let's differentiate all the rows. Option dot value. Yeah, it's done. Okay, now let's check how it looks. Okay, we need to define the handle select tag change. Let's define. In the event, and also we need to declare one state for the storing the value of the select box, and selected tag value and set selected tag value. Use state, define as a blank value first one. We are updating this state in this method. So for that, select state and update the value as per e target dot value. Okay, that missed. Okay, this is done. Let's check now if anything. 37. What we have done here? Option. I think everything is fine. Okay, we need to use that round bracket here as because we are doing the structuring. I think it's fine now. Okay, so it drop down is appear and we need to select the values. So okay, in the value we need to set the state. So we are going to use selected tag value. Now it should be selected. Yeah, it's done. Now it's the same. We need to create for the user one, user assign. So let's create that one after the input. Just change the your name user assign. Uh, okay, the value we are going to change. Class name select input. It's fine. On change we need to change here is a user and select its default will doing something else. Let's think about that what we are doing. Okay, so let's define the same constant parameter for some dummy name. So assign users value. I'm doing the first is a myself as a default value. If someone is not doing any assignment to the any other person, then we are going to select the myself default and some name is a Jack uh, John. Oh, and one Rosa. Okay, now we are used to this mapping option dot value label and all. It's fine. Now let's create this method for the handle change user change here and create one state for the same. Let's copy one. Okay. Now take to user. Now we need to set uh, here as a so in the default value as we have provided the myself, then just adding the myself here and selected user value we need to replace here. Okay, let's check now. Okay, so default is selected as a myself. If we are not going to select any user, then it's displays a myself. Okay, now as per the selection we need to display here as a tag important and plus which user in assigned. Let's do that one. So we are going to li to do item list and we need to do some css and structuring here. Before that, let's do some css for the select box. So in the app.css we need to increase the some size. Here is how much container is a 700 pixels, so we are going to 90 pixels. Yeah, it's look fine. So update here 900 and also I do some like add gap here. So gap is 8 pixel. Okay, that looks better. Now in the to do item in the select input we need to give some css, so I'm adding here same as the input text but select input Here 8 to 3, everything is fine. Border, and need to remove the max width. It's not needed. Let's check. Yeah, it's look better. Okay. Now moving to the listing item which we are going to display after the adding. So in the to do item component, we need to add the structure. So here we are going to add one span tag for the tag display. So I'm using the same condition for the completed, and here need to use as a tag, but before that we need to use tag here, and it's coming from the props, so we need to add in the default structure as well in the to do container. So tag as a home. That's defining the home, and also need to assign the user. So user I am assigning is Rosa. Okay, so here second, let's do the important, and the user is myself, and work and check. Yeah. Okay, now in the to-do list, to-do item, we are going to use the same tag and user. Okay, now for the user, we need another structure. So let's add that div, and adding the p tag here, and uh, let's define the assign to. So in a strong, so I am adding the assigned to, and I am moving this button in the last. We'll do the CSS after this displayed, and assign to strong. We need to add the user as a dynamic, which user is assigned. So I think it's done. For the styling, I am adding the class name here. So we can do after the CSS assign button. Yes, because the button is added here, so I am giving the name as a assign button. And in the span it's repeating, so I am for the title giving the h3 in one div. Okay, so updating the span to h3, so it will look better, and also giving the class name, so we can do some css for to do heading. Okay, this is fine. And this is the checkbox to do item. Let's add the input and span in the one div. Okay, so in the div also I'm going to define one class name as check the tag. Yeah, I think it's better. Okay, and in the p tag, let's add the style, so we can also check the completed one. Yeah, let's check. Yeah, the structure is messed up, but we need to give this some css. So let's check tag, apply the css to the check tag first. Okay, display flex, Align item center with 90% gap 8 pixel. Also on the parent div we need to give the flags. So let's assign to do item as a display flags and align item is a center. This okay. Let's update this one. After that we are doing some more CSS to do item and check tag we need to define check tag. I think same CSS will need in the assign button. And okay, this is fine. Now we need to update the delete button position. So in the assign button, we give the same CSS as a display. Sorry for the background noise. It's some work is going on background. So 30% and justify content space between gap 8 px. Let's move to this in the assign button because the width is updated. This is not needed because already applied before. And in the to do heading, let's give the width 3%. I think that would be better. Yeah, now it's look better. Okay. Now I think it's done. Let's check it's displaying here or not. So yeah, we need to define the tag and assign to here. So I'm moving to the list to do item and checking what is need to display here. Okay. Completed tag title. Let's do the console so we can understand what we are getting here. Box to do. Okay, so now I'm selecting another one and adding. So this one is, yeah, we need to set that user and the in the to do container, to do list, in the input to do, we are passing the value here. So let's check where we can import handle change. We are passing value, and on the submit button we need to update the values, and in the to do container add to do. Okay, so here we have missed to add tag. So in the argument also we need to pass user, and the same need to pass as an argument. We are using that to class. Just check this is working or not. Yeah, in the handle submit we need to pass as a argument here title tag, because we are setting the values here as per the all the change value, so we can directly use the state value uh, tag and user. Now on the submit button I want to clear the value as the set title, same as the set title, so I am clearing as a blank for the tag, and for the user myself. Okay. Yeah, it's defined very well. Yeah, so now let's do CSS for the tag display and all. So so for the tag display I need to define one class name. So in the to do item list we are going to use as a dynamic class name, but class name is in the lowercase, so using the tag and function as a two lowercase. Now every tag item has a dynamic unique class. The first one is a home. Let's define as a background. Let's do CSS in the inspector. Background sky blue. 20 px. Heading 5px, and font size 40 pixel, font weight 600, and color for the text color white. Yeah, let's look better. Let's move to the home. Okay. Yeah, now important. Mm, important is a background color red, but it's not looking good. Hashtag something. Mm, yeah, it's fine. Border radius px, same as the home, padding 0.5 px, px, and font size 14 px, font weight 600, color white. Okay, so it look like some common css everywhere is adding, so I'm adding as one class as a tag item and adding the all default css here, and add this class to the item. Here use is like let's use the cherry one. Class is a tag item, and now remove all this. Now just define the color for the work. For the work, I need to define as dark gray. So dark gray, and another one is the morning. So morning is look like orange. So background orange. Mm, mm, okay, this one I think. Let's check. Yeah, let's look better. So text CSS is done. Now we need to work on the complete item. After the complete item, we need to move into the another table that is defined as a completed item table. So for that, to-do list using the to-do item. So let's create the new component as the same as a to-do item. To-do item one, and just define as a completed item. Okay, and update the name as completed for the import export. Okay, now for the completed, I think checkbox is not needed, so I'm going to remove that one input, and the delete button also not needed, so removing that one. uh, Everything is done, I think. The space, remove this one, and drop we need to update once we are fetching from there. Let's id is also I think not needed, remove this one. Now moving to the to do container. Let's check one by one where we can add. Okay, so here we are assigning the to do's. So same as the to do's, we are creating the completed task list where we are going to add the completed task. For that, let's define one state, same as the to-dos. Completed task list, set completed task list, and the completed task list as a blank array, because once we are adding as a completed, then we are going to push into the array. Now, handle change for the text box. So here we need to set completed task list. Set completed task list as an array. In that default completed task list, and push the to-dos. And here we filter out the completed item in the to-do. Do I arrow. Here we check the to-do ID is not equal to ID. So it filter out which is not equal as a completed ID. And now to-do list, we are going to check the to-do list what is done here. Okay, so in the to-do list we need to add same as the to-do item, as we need to display the same table. So let's copy this one, and here we import the completed item component. The key is we need to map here the completed task list from props as we have passed here. And here send the name to the completed. Now replace to do with the completed, and here pass completed. Okay, I think this is done. Now go to the completed item and we'll check. Okay, so for the to do we need to let's copy this one, completed title and tag user. So I think it's done. Let's check. Let's look. I think something is not working. Uh, Let me check. Hmm. Let's give some heading to the complete so we can check it's set or not properly. So in the to-do list, let's check the first length. If completed list is exist, then we are going to display this structure, otherwise not. Then 0, then end, and here we are going to add the structure, adding the div. In the div I am adding one h2 for the heading of the completed items, and let's do some css. So I'm adding the class name here as a completed task. Now move this one to the this structure in the div. Okay, check Okay, we need to add some CSS to better look. So in the app.css, I am defining this class and adding some CSS. Complete task. First, do some margin 50 pixel. Margin top. Center. Okay, let's not edit. Okay, it looks better. Uh, Now the beige is not looking good. So for the base, let's remove the style. Okay, in the beige, I am going to remove the style for the style. Yeah, so it's looks better. Now it's pretty. Okay, it's different. Now I want to disable this button. Is it's not looks better on the left entry. So for that I am going to disable the button in the input to do as a disable based on the condition. So if the title and tag is not entered, as we have a user is a default, so we are using to title and tag. So tag for the tag, we are using the state as a selected tag value. If this value is selected, and need to remove the disable, otherwise we need to add the disable. So I think it's disabled, but not looking as a disable. So let's add the CSS. Disable CSS for the input button. So input submit. Here we are going to add the disable button CSS. Input submit. Disabled. And background is gray, and cursor no drop. Check. Okay, it is looking better now. Now we are not going to add anything. Once you select something, and it will add. Yeah. Now let's change the completed item. Okay, and also try to remove this one. Yeah, this is working fine. So as define everything, I think I have done. So I'm stopping the recording here. Uh, and I'm going to create the PR as mentioned, and I will add all the documents and Loom link in the PR description. Okay. So okay, thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.